Okay guys, so here's all my extra Commodore 64 stuff. Like I said, I have a monitor, that's the newer style monitor. And I got a Commodore 128. I got a Commodore 64C here. Couple disk drives, mice, key, controllers, stuff like that. Another Commodore 64C, a disk drive. The Commodore 64 I showed you in the first video. Couple more disk drives. These are the old school disk drives here. These are the classic style right here. And then games. Oh, cables, miscellaneous video cables, of course. Games, I got games on cartridges. So that's what the cartridges look like. And I got lots of games on floppy disk. Then I got the setup here. This is the older style monitor. That's the classic style monitor. I got a disk drive ready to go, and another Commodore 64 here. Now I know you're thinking, holy crap, look at all this stuff he's got. He must have had Commodores since like the early 80s, but actually up until just a few days ago, I've never owned a Commodore 64 in my life. Everything that you've seen in these videos, everything here, I got yesterday for like 70 bucks for everything. So I'm gonna probably just keep a couple of the classic stuff, one of each, like one to use and one in case one breaks, of all the classic stuff, and all the Commodore 64C stuff is gonna go and probably sell it. Now I mentioned these use a basic operating system. Now I didn't mention that's built into a ROM chip. Obviously there's no hard drive in these. So the cool thing is, turn on your disk drive. I didn't mention that either. The disk drive does require its own power pack, and it has its own power button on it, so you got to turn the disk drive on, and then you got your power pack for the actual unit. So when you turn these on, they're pretty quick. They're ready to go, just like that. It's ready for commands. Now I'm just going to put the camera down so I can type and show you a game. So I hope you can see everything alright. I could wait till it's darker and maybe see the screen better, but we'll see how this works. I'm going to grab a game. These are the 5 1/4 inch floppy disks that the games are on. And this is Grand Prix Circuit. It says 1988 on it. So anyways, you put that in your floppy drive. Doesn't matter what style it is, like I said. And you clamp her down. You gotta clamp her down. Now everything's command based, of course, and so you basically gotta tell it to load the program off the floppy drive. It's gonna take a little while to load up. Now you may also notice that I've got a Super Nintendo out here, and that's to show you guys these Commodore 64 monitors, like I said, have component input. It's on the front of this one here, so you just plug whatever you want to in on the front, and the Commodore 64 connects via S-Video, like I said, to the back. Same with the newer style, except on the newer style, this is also on the back. So your Commodore 64 and your kind of auxiliary video input, it's all on the back on that one. I like it on this one where it's on the front. I think that's a little easier to use. So I'll show that. Like I said, these old monitors, they give you a pretty good picture, even if you want to use them, just to play your Nintendo or Super Nintendo on. Maybe you don't have your own TV or something in your room or whatever. So here we go with the game. I'm going to move the camera now that the game's loaded up. See if I can get it to... Like I said, the music on this system's pretty good for like a 1982 computer system. A lot of people today still use the SID chip that's in these Commodore 64s to produce like trance and kind of dance music with. A lot of musicians that are also programmers really like the sound that came out of these old Commodore 64s. So anyways, I'm going to start game here. A lot of Commodore 64 games, they use your, I, K, J, and L, kind of like how we use WASD today. That's your kind of joystick. Because, why doesn't this want to work? There we go. Ferrari sounds good to me. I don't know how good this picture is going to look for you guys picking it up off this monitor. I guess I won't find out until we view it back. But the color is very good. I don't know if you can tell in the video. Color is very good. And like I said, there's no arrow keys on the Commodore 64 keyboard. Well, there are, but there's one key's up and down and one key's left and right. So that's more for when you're in like a word processor or programming in BASIC. You know, it'd be hard to play a game like that, obviously. So they usually use the letters, and I think it's usually I, J, K, L. Like I said, that kind of makes your arrow pad kind of like, yeah. So here we go. Apparently we're in neutral or something. God damn it. How do you put it? There we go. Get it at first. I have no idea how to shift. This is really hard, having to shift. I see spacebar brings the shifter up. But that's oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. Up is always shift up, even though it looks like an H pattern. I thought you followed the H pattern. So just space is like your clutch, and then up shifts. So anyways, that's that. I'm just gonna get out of that, and I'm gonna grab the camera. Rather than playing the game, I'm just gonna try and get you a better view of the screen, and then I can show you the Super Nintendo running on the screen. Like I said, it might be hard for the camera to pick up this because we have a bright window in the background, and it might have worked better at night, but a little late for that. Just move the tripod out of the way here. I don't know if you can get an idea of what kind of color we're looking at. The camera just doesn't like picking up this monitor. Oh, there we go. Click, click. The refresh is just bothering it. You can see where it's redrawn. Once again, listen to that music. There we go. There's a good shot. So like I said, this was a very capable system. As you can see, the graphics and sound on this, for a system that came out in '82, it's almost up there with, you know what, it's probably beyond the NES. If you saw the graphics there, it's almost like in between your NES and your kind of 16-bit era, in some ways. In other ways, maybe not. But so there's a switch on the back of this monitor that lets you switch between the front and the back. So once you switch the switch, there we go. So now it's actually the front inputs. So you'll do your Super Nintendo or whatever. And just to show you that. And once again, there's your volume. I think that's still the sound from the Commodore 64. It doesn't switch the sound over, and it should. That's weird. Anyways, one thing I don't like about this monitor, as you can see, the color's pretty good. Like I said, these old monitors give you a good picture even on your video sources. So they're great to use for just playing Super Nintendo on or whatever. The only thing I don't like about it is the volume knob's behind the flap. And on the newer one, you don't have to get to a flap to change the volume. So normally that flap would be closed and the volume's behind it. Oh, I guess that was the Super Nintendo music. It just sounded like the Commodore music for some reason.